Okay, I should be live. So, hello everyone who's joining us on this fine evening. I'm gonna wait a few seconds for everybody to join us. And today, yeah, we're gonna be talking about useful slang in modern language. And maybe if we have the time, I will actually talk a little bit about phrasal verbs as well, because I think it's a very important subject when we talk about slang in modern language. So, 1, 2, 3. Can somebody type something in chat? Do you guys see me? Hello? How's the quality of the sound, the quality of the video? Is everything fine? Hope everyone is doing fantastic this fine evening. Today is going to be our second webinar with you, but if you have been staying with, accent webinars, my colleagues, Alona, Alex, they also have something like this at 7 p.m. almost every day. And you can find Alex, I believe, on Fridays. For me, it's Tuesday and Thursday, 7 p.m. And for my colleague Alona, it's going to be the same, 7 p.m. on Monday and Wednesday. So, yeah, I think we can jump right into it. Hello, can somebody type something in chat so that I can see? You can find. Yeah. But yeah, maybe let us start right now, and as more people are joining us, we will probably get into the gist of what we have for today. So I would like to start with talking about some phrasal, maybe constructions. You can call it slang, whatever you want, and it's just something that a lot of people use in modern language. And if you noticed, if you listen or you watch a lot of movies or TV shows, actually you can hear the words that I'm going to be talking about quite often. So all of the things that I'm going to be talking about today, it's probably going to be useful for you, especially if you like to watch TV shows as I do. I find it a very fun activity, and it's also something that is very useful at the same time. So if you have like a Netflix account or something like that, trust me, you will hear the words that I'm going to be using today a lot, and maybe you will hear even more of the bad ones. So today I have something interesting for you. So let's start. I think we'll do 10 phrases today. If somebody wants to do more, I can do more after, maybe in like the question section. Or if you have a question about, I don't know how to translate a certain phrase, you can do that. You can ask me a question. I will do that later. So I will post a list with the phrases that we will be talking about in the YouTube section. Unfortunately, I had a slide which is not working, so a few technical difficulties now, and YouTube is not allowing me to do that in full scale. Give me a second. I apologize. But yeah, this is all the words that we will be using today. Now let's see. That's the first part. Now give me a second. I will send you the second one. Yeah, I had it ready on a slide, but unfortunately my slide is not working. I don't know why. So let's see. Strange, weird. So let's start with this, and we will gradually continue doing something else later. So if you were with me last time when we were having this lesson, it's a phrase that I used before finishing our lesson to wrap something up. Actually, people use it a lot, in my experience, especially in the United States, when we talk about, finishing something. So if you want to finish something, just say, let's wrap it up. Let's wrap it up, okay? So, and that's, how people speak in real life. Very useful construction. And next one, to screw something up. Actually, screw, it's kind of a curse word, so it's not a good word. A bad word, you can even say. But to screw up, it's a normal construction that a lot of people use, especially adults in the United States. And it means to make a mistake, to fail at something, and it's used pretty common all around the US. I'm not sure about like British people, but if there are any Brits watching this, maybe you can correct me. I'm not sure. So, but in the US, this phrase is used a lot. So to screw something up, to fail. Okay? So next one, I bet. It's a small construction that people use a lot when they want to say like this full sentence. I'm willing to bet that you cannot do this. It means that I will pay you money. I'm so sure that you will not do this, that I will pay you money. So I bet. I bet you cannot do that. I bet she cannot do that. I bet tomorrow is gonna rain. It means I will give you money. I'm so sure that it will rain tomorrow that I'm willing to give you money. I bet. Okay? So I'm willing. I'm willing to bet. It's long phrase, and the short one is I bet. Next one is something you can use a lot, especially if you have like maybe an argument with your girlfriend, maybe your wife, husband, whatever, to blow something out of proportion. To blow something out of proportion, it means to make something seem or sound maybe more serious, more dangerous than it actually is. So let's imagine a situation that maybe two people are lost in the woods and one person is panicking and like, it's just like, we're going to die. We're not going to get out of here. And you can say to that person, okay, calm down. Do not blow it out of proportion. It's not that bad. Like, we will survive. Everything will be okay. Do not blow something out of proportion. Do not blow it out of proportion. Okay? One more time. To make something seem or sound more serious than it actually is. So yeah, I think like in my experience, this phrase is used a lot, especially when it comes to arguments, like maybe between a wife and a husband, like, when it's just something in the family, some problem, some argument, and you say, oh, okay, don't blow it out of proportion. It's not as serious as you think it is. Okay? Next one, it's to space out. I really like this phrase because I do this quite often. It's when you are really consumed by your thoughts. It's like, you are in a state where maybe you sit, the outside world does not exist, you're thinking about something, and maybe like you have a friend close to you, and they're like, okay, Artem, are you there? Like, hello? Are you with us? Like, it's like this state, people call it, it's like a construction to space out. You can say, oh, I'm sorry, I spaced out. Okay? So I spaced out, it means that I was in a state consumed by my thoughts. Okay? To space out. Now, next one, it's to fool around. To do something in a playful way with no serious intent. Maybe you're joking with friends, maybe you're drinking, having fun. And it's like, I'm fooling around. We're not doing anything serious. Maybe we're playing a game. Maybe we're just like, being silly. To fool around. To do something in a playful way with no serious intent. Yeah, one more time, guys. Like, I'm using the phrases that you can see in the chat. I hope that you can see that. If no, let me know. I will try to, post it again. But yeah, right now I'm like reading from the phrases that I posted in the YouTube chat, okay? So next one, it's to bail. To bail. It has multiple meanings. It's a very interesting phrasal, well, it's not a phrasal construction. You can hear that a lot in movies. You can hear that in slang. For example, if there's a group of friends and you all planned to do something together, but for example, Masha, she says that, oh guys, like, I cannot do this today. I'm sorry. I promised, but I need to go. You can say, oh, Masha, you bailed on us. How can you do that? Like, we wanted to do it together, but you bailed on us. So a very useful construction. People use it a lot. And in my experience, yeah, it's like this phrase is used a lot by teenagers when it comes to like parties and stuff. Maybe you were all planning to have a party together, and you say, the last moment, the last second, the last day, the last hour, you say, okay, I cannot do that. You can say, okay, that person bailed on us, or bailed us. Yeah, but also there is quite a normal meaning for this word. It can be a noun, and it's a completely different meaning. It's used in like a legal system. To give bail, to set bail. It's a very interesting thing that you have in U.S. court. It's to pay money for, like, if you're on probation, you can pay the government some amount of money and they let you free, they let you out of the jail, but you will be on parole. So a very serious and not serious word at the same time. It's quite interesting. So to bail, okay? Next one, Yeah, next one I have not posted yet. Give me a second. So we had this, we had that. Heading out, creep. Yeah, let's talk about maybe this word. This one is used a lot, especially maybe on the internet. If you go to some YouTube section and you see some comments, for example, very, very strange comments, maybe about your, I don't know, appearance or something that is like very unordinary and it's not justified, people can say, you know, you're creepy, like you're being creepy, you're a creep, like you're a strange person. Or maybe you're like walking down the street and somebody's following you and you say, okay, like, why is this guy following me? See, he looks like a creep. Yeah, like, I do not feel comfortable around that person. So, yeah, a strange person or somebody, you know, with bad intention following you around or something like that. This word is used a lot, I think, especially on the internet, and especially like maybe, you know, some people on the Instagram, some women have to deal with that. You know, America is quite popular for, you know, last time we talked about Me Too, sexual harassment, all that stuff. So it is a very popular word in the United States, trust me. So people use it a lot. Now, that's 1, 2, 3. I think we have 10. So maybe if you remember from our last lesson, I told you that you should go easy on learning like a lot of words at the same time. So yeah, just let's do 10 for today. If there is, you know, demand and people want to do more phrases and later, we can do that for sure. Like we can have like a second episode of this lesson, for example, for sure. So yeah, let's talk a little bit for a few minutes about phrasal verbs. Now, so these are all constructions that are used mostly in slang, but if you want to master English, if you want to have English at a decent level, you'll probably need to focus a lot on phrasal verbs. So what is a phrasal verb? Phrasal verb, it's a verb that has a preposition close to it, and together they give a new meaning to the verb that was, you know, previously used in a different meaning. So all of you, for example, know the word put, right? I put my microphone on the table. I put money in wallet. So something like that, right? But it's if I add a new preposition to it, the meaning can change drastically, okay? So it's very important that if you know, you're using phrasal verbs, make sure that you know all the meanings. For example, one phrasal verb that I caution against using, like my students try to use it a lot, it's like put out. It has many meanings, and it has some slang meanings that are not really, you know, appropriate, for example. So a lot of people, you know, put out, for example, put out money out of the wallet or something like that. But this word, it has a lot of meanings. So put out fire, for example, it's to, you know, extinguish fire, to, you know, pour water on it. And yeah, so if you want to master English, it's my recommendation. Try to focus on learning all the meanings of phrasal verbs, okay? So, I don't know. I can give you hundreds of examples that are very useful, and a lot of people, they're making mistakes when using those. So, yeah, like come up with something, make out with somebody. It's just like, it's an endless list. But my recommendation is that you focus on learning a lot of the meanings, because I noticed that with my students, especially like intermediate students, they see something in a TV show, a phrasal verb, and they say, okay, it's the word make. I know it. Like, I've seen it many, many times, and it's super easy to like translate it. But if it's like make out, like the meaning can, like, it totally changes. Like, and the meaning, make out with somebody, right? It's not to make something, it's to kiss somebody. And the meaning totally changes. So it's very important that you translate those things correctly. And to do that, you need to make sure that you, you know, learn all the meanings of the phrasal verbs, okay? So, like I said, I would like you to give a list of phrasal verbs, but it's something that you can Google, and you'll find hundreds of them. And you will see the words that you thought you knew previously, but actually there are a lot of meanings that you probably didn't even know existed, okay? So it's very important that you do that, to try to learn as many meanings of the words as you can. And like for now, that's it. Like I did not have anything else for you today. So try to focus on like the 10 phrases that we had. Try to learn them and try to use them in the context. If somebody was listening to me, you know, on Tuesday, I was talking about the importance of learning things in the context. It's very important that you do that. You practice the things that you learn in, you know, real conversation. You can have a conversation with yourself. It doesn't matter. Like, but you need to put it in a long format, in a sentence. It's very important that you do that. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So if there are some questions, we can jump right into it. And yeah, maybe guys, if you, for example, have a phrase or a phrasal verb that you don't know how to translate, or maybe there is a sentence in English that you don't know how to translate, you can send it to me and we can translate it together and we'll probably get to the bottom of it. So yeah, I'll be waiting for your questions and we will begin the questioning. And also something like from the last time, I think we talked a little bit like in the question section of like the webinar, there were a lot of interesting, I guess no questions today. It's been useful. I hope it's been useful. I'm not sure it's useful for you guys, but I'm sure it's useful for somebody. So, okay. Yeah, should I like wrap it up? I'm using the phrase from today's lesson, wrap it up. Should I finish? I think last time, like the question section was actually quite active. Like I had a lot of questions last time. Like I'm kind of curious. Like maybe it's the fact that it's Thursday. I just love your English. Thank you. So, yeah. Yeah, I'm curious, like if there was something different on Tuesday. Like I remember a lot of questions on Tuesday, and it was actually quite engaging. So, but I think even though we did not maybe answer a lot of things today, yeah, some of the things that we talked about, it can be quite interesting. I have a question. I actually want a lesson. Oh, okay. So if you want a lesson, you can contact you know, our managers in, you know, Accent Language Center application, or you can even like write a direct message to like this channel right here, the one that I'm using right now. Do you see like the logo that on the screen, Accent Language Center? This is the school that I'm working for, and all the other teachers that are having webinars at different days that I mentioned before. So yeah, feel free to submit you know, your request for having a teacher, and I'm sure it will be granted. Okay, so I guess, yeah, I'm finishing. Yeah, and I will probably see you guys on Tuesday. Yeah, have a good one. Bye-bye.